It is an interim budget, so the market is not really anticipating a big bang reform-led budget in any case. But who knows what the finance minister has on her mind. Let's also tell you what the global setup this morning is looking like, because I can see it's a bit of a mixed bag for Asia. But remember, you've got the all-important FOMC meet as well this week itself. And then you've got the Bank of England rate decision as well coming in this week. So I think more and more the focus is now going to shift on what the global central banks do and whether or not it's going to be any sort of pivot that they announce. Well, they made their stance pretty much clear already in the previous dot plots. But yes, it's been a bit of a markets at least. You had a 300-point knockdown coming in on the Dow. The S&P as well was down in excess of 1.5%, and Nasdaq plunged a good 345 odd points. So in Asia, like I said as well, is pretty much mixed. What about the GIFT Nifty? That's indicating just at best a very, very quiet start for us. So let's bring on board then Sandip Sabharwal. He's in our studios, believe it if you will, and let's ask him what he's making of the market texture right now. Sandeep, hi, good morning. Good to see you in person. I think after, what, a whole year? Last budget you came here? Yeah, full year, exactly.
Yeah,
last
not even Diwali or anything.
No, because Diwali I was out, so I was not here.
But tell me, Sandeep, for the market, should one anticipate anything big bang today in the announcements?
See, I don't think they can announce anything because this is interim budget. But I guess there will be a lot of statements of intent that if we come back, we will do X, Y, Z.
A vision statement, so to speak.
And there could be some specifics also related to what they'll do on taxes, etc. But they won't do anything, but they'll say that we'll do this. So I think those will be the things. The good part is that the fiscal deficit figures which came out yesterday till December, I think those look pretty strong. So I think that gives a lot of leeway for the government to do both on what they are doing on the social side in terms of the freebies they are distributing, as well as investing on the capex side. So I think economically we are well placed.
You know, and we were going through some data as well, interestingly, ever since the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman took over in 2019, year after year, we've been seeing an increase in the demat accounts as well. And in December alone, 139 million being added. Do you think that just that thrust or that enthusiasm, like we said, from a lot of new investors as well, all of that is a stamp of approval of, you know, just a long-term bullish stance for the markets?
Yeah, it is. But there are two parts to it. One, a large number of IPOs lead to a lot of new investors coming in who won't usually invest in the stock markets, but just for that IPO allotment, they open the demat account. So that's one part of it. The secondly, more a trend sustains, the more there is a confidence that it will go on. And I think that's what is feeding on the minds of the investors these days, because the move has sustained for so long that people believe that it should do well. And to that extent, it's good. The good part also is that a lot of new investors with smaller amount of money are not directly coming into equities, they are going through mutual funds, etc., which gives a lot of sustainability to the equity flows.
Absolutely, and I think we are getting live visuals. The finance minister is leaving her residence for the parliament to present the budget today, and I think we'll get those visuals in just a short while from now. But that said, Sandeep, in the very near term, what's the market construct looking like? Because it's a little puzzling. You know, large caps are doing their own thing, with Nifty Bank in a completely different trajectory, and then small caps continue to make a record high on a daily basis.
Yeah, in fact, the mid-cap index, I don't track small-cap index so much. I think the mid-cap index is up 25% in the last 3 months itself. So I think such frenzied moves will typically lead to phases of consolidation, correction. It will happen. So I thought it should happen starting Jan, it didn't happen, but eventually it will. And there will be corrections which will give more opportunities for investors to come in. And there's a lot of volatility also, because you see market swings of 200-300 points on the Nifty usually don't happen on a regular basis. That also one day down, one day up kind of moves. So which also reflects very disparate views today on one set of people who are very bullish, on one set who are cautious, and I think that's getting reflected in the markets today. So my guess is that we should see some consolidation, some correction. What will cause it? Mostly any global correction will lead to a correction in India also, I guess. So I think that should happen. And especially if we have tracked the large cap results, if you see across the board, most of the large cap companies post results have corrected. like be it except for some stocks in auto and some pharma stocks. So I think that those are
HDFC Bank, the rub of HDFC Bank had on all other private banks. Yeah, all of it.
So
we've got Sanjiv Bhasin as well joining in the studios right now. Sanjiv, good morning. Welcome to Bombay once again. But before anything else, I want to talk about Paytm. What's happening?
Well, Paytm has taken away my sleep, and unfortunately, we have to live with the reality. It's a big blow. We'll see how it goes about, but no running away from the point that it is a very big blow.
Yeah.
And it's going to disrupt the entire UPI, the setup, whole environment, or the whatever the digital app performance is. So we'll wait for more color, but it was a very, very big move, and it will have it will have repercussions in the short run.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got some visuals there on your screens as well. That is the finance minister who's reached North Block. It's just about 8:42. In a couple hours and more, we will get more clarity and, of course, the budget announcement being made. But that's the latest happening. And you have come from New Delhi to Mumbai to talk about what's happening in New Delhi. Sanjiv, let's get in a sense as to this entire manufacturing push, because a lot of interest seems to be hinging on this entire space. There have already been announcements in terms of PLI, etc. How do you see this theme really playing out on budget day and the year
So,
ahead?
Avan, first let me also congratulate Sandeep, another Punjabi, and let me also congratulate that he had the conviction to say last year top performer will be Tata Motor, and this year, last year when nobody said Hero Moto, he said. I have both in my portfolios, so credit to him. It takes one to congratulate the other.
Yes.
And I would say that conviction pays, because both Tata Motor and Hero Moto are the outperformers on the index.
Absolutely.
Aside from the mid caps.
Yeah.
Look, PLI is a very big move. We know slowly but surely the world is moving from China. It's not a 1 day or a 1 year or a 2 year effect, but you can already see how much of inroads you made, from textiles to semiconductors to cell phones. You name the industry, it's getting the right momentum. Obviously, what we would want is that the continuation of the government and the reform, but I think it's a very, very big step. Also, Aisha, in this yesterday's US correction, the yields have fallen. If the yields come to 3.8, Indian outperformance will continue.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding today's event, I think PLI is a major reform which the government has undertaken, and there is no looking back.
Okay, hold on to that thought. Lots more to talk about, and we'll perhaps get in some more stock ideas, who knows, from both Sandeep as well as Sanjeev. But speaking of favorite sectors and stocks here, here's market veteran Madhu Kela telling us what he's liking in the market right now, and it's actually mid-sized pharmaceutical companies that are top on his radar.
My favorite sector, pharma. I think the time is here now. The stocks have not done well for last 2 years. Lot of reasons, but we see all the results which have come up this quarter. I've been positive specifically on the mid-size pharma companies. All large cap pharma companies have made significant highs. If you look at Cipla, Sun, Dr. Reddy, all of them have made virtual life highs, right? So the sector, a leading indicator is always there, and the mid-sized companies' performance is very, very encouraging, coupled with the fact that stock prices have been very subdued, specifically when you compare it with market return. So if you look deeper in mid-sized pharma space, you will definitely get some winner from a 3-year perspective.
Where have you invested in mid-cap pharma? Something you can share with us?
No, we have publicly invested, the names. We are invested in Granules, we are invested in Shilpa, Strides, or Jubilant Pharmaco. We are invested in some of these companies.
All right, there you have it. That's a view coming in from Madhu Kela. But it is time then, as we promised on the channel, we're going to be revealing our top market experts' recommendations and their long-term ideas. So here goes. Let's take a look, Khulja Simsim, as to what exactly Madhu Kela is picking out as his top recommendations. Well, it's a Shilpa Medicare, that's the first stock, as well as a Jubilant Pharmova. Those are the two stocks that he is recommending. So those are his top long-term recommendations. And we will be getting to you as well, Sanjiv, in some time, and getting your top recommendations. Not that we don't get enough on a daily basis, but I also wanted to get in a take from you then, Sanjiv, as to what the outlook is when it comes to this overall rural theme playing. Do you think that the market is hinging on any sort of rural welfare schemes that could have an incremental impact on maybe some stocks?
Yeah, so firstly, rural was a laggard in the whole of last year, and that was evident in the two-wheeler sales or the performance. But look, what a comeback. Now, if interest rates are going to be status quo to fall, inflation is moderating, the crop has done well, I think rural incomes are here to stay, and there will be some sort of a fillip to that, which is more to do with politics. But I think, this government has been able to balance both the edges very well. You've had a very, very record GST numbers, the deficit is at an all-time low, so they can go ahead with a little bit of tinkering on this. So I think rural is a very good theme to play, particularly on the auto side, where two-wheelers have been actually big outperformers and can continue. Just to tell you, Hero used to sell in 1.5 years back 7.5 lakh motorcycle. It is still doing 4.5, 4.8. If it goes back to 7, then the stock can be even 5,500. That's what I mean.
Sandeep, any stocks that you're betting on? Anything that you may have bought in the recent bit of a shake-off in the market?
So we have been buying into stocks like Voltas or stocks like Bata, expecting so my essential idea is that to look at companies which have got strong brands, but which have got better down because of some reason or the other, which are not long-term sustainable. So Voltas has already moved, so at 1100, I don't think we should be buying now. We should wait for it to consolidate. Bata results are today, so we'll see. But I think I was encouraged by the commentary of the management and the take-up of executive role again by Dilip Piramal's daughter in VIP Industries. So I think that's one stock which has been one of the worst underperformers in terms of a branded, well-recognized stock on the mid-cap side. So I think that's a good turnaround candidate at 530, 540. So I would think that if the turnaround plays out the way I think it will over the next 1 or 2 years, the stock could do
and could be a big turnaround case. So look out for what VIP does, and in case you want to buy. And of course, standard disclosure here that the stocks that our experts today are going to talk about, assume that they have a position in those names, and please do your own research before buying into any name or stock idea or sector that we discussed today on the show. But Sanjeev, can't let you go also. Have to get a stock idea from you.
Not one, I'll give you 3 ideas.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, look, these are 3 themes which have played out very well, but you will have to see how you, diagnose the risk reward. Real estate is doing extremely well. I think India Bull Real Estate has seen its woes of problem, but now with embassy there, the demerger will get done by 12th. You are seeing even stocks which are in LCLT and not working are seeing a market cap of 1,000. At 5,000, you cannot have a market cap of one of the largest real estate owners, not only in Maharashtra, but he has one horizon and all in Gurgaon. I think at 95, 97, this has a very good risk reward of maybe doubling once the merger goes through. And we know embassy is a very, very credible name that will add on to it. A. 2, in the lending space, there is a stock called Capri Global. I think this stock has been an outperformer purely on the back that asset under management is growing at 45% for FY24. It is expected to do 25% in FY25. It has a market cap of 18,000 crore and a book of 20,000 crore, which is giving 30% is gold loan, and they don't have a single uncollateralized gold. All very asset-light models with no uncollateralized loan and a book growing at the speed of 30 to 40%. 18,000 is a very, very reasonable market cap for an NBFC, the size of which it is growing. It has 1,050 branches. I think this can hit a market cap of 40,000 in the next 2 years. These are 2 mid-cap picks. Third is a large cap IOC. I saw this quarter the profit was 12,000 crore. It will do 50,000 beyond profit in this financial year coming year. Together, OMCs and energy stocks are the flavor of the day, month and the next year. And I think IOC is headed to 250 rupees, according to me. It can double from here, purely on the back that refining is both soft and hard. unlike Reliance, and their market share is only getting better. So IOC is my third dark horse.
Sandeep,